Spencer Ross with One Step Forward, and I hope you're doing well. Discipline. Let's get started. It's a noun and a verb. So I Googled discipline, and the first thing that came up was from Oxford Languages, and noun. Discipline. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. A branch of knowledge typically one studied in higher education, such as law, or they use the example of psychology. Verb. To train someone to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. Now I know, personally for me, that for this video, my rabbit trail or something that is secondary to the point that I'm trying to make is punishment. I don't want to talk about that one today. I want to talk about discipline. I'll make another video on punishment and what that can look like. But today, I just want to talk about discipline. So I have to control myself. I have to discipline my thought. I have to possibly make more than one video and practice a couple times to make sure I get the point across that I want to get across. And there'll be some other points in there as well. I watched Maverick, the new Top Gun movie, and there were a lot of good leadership applications in that movie. Just because you make a movie and it's Bambi or whatever, it can have a lot of different good things in it. A vase can have lots of different pictures on it. So the one I want to focus on is discipline, but I know that I could get sidetracked. I don't want to get sidetracked. I want to discipline myself. I want to control what I'm thinking. I want to control my speech to give one main point today. Discipline's hard. It's something that is very difficult. I saw a poster up sometime that said, if you aren't holding people to account, you're creating a new standard. And I'd never thought about it before. I was 35, 36 at the time, and the first time I heard that, but it made sense. If I'm not holding not only myself to that standard, but if I'm not holding other people to that standard, I'm allowing a new standard to be creating, or I'm creating a new standard for myself. I need to not do that. I need to hold other people accountable. So today, I want to talk about discipline outside of you. The next video will be personal discipline. It's just the order I picked. So if you are, let's say, at a grocery store and the sign says 15 articles or less, and someone's standing in line with a huge cart, are you going to call them out? In a respectful way, in a nice way? Well, it could be petty as well, right? But if they've got a cart overloaded with stuff and you know that that's the wrong line to be in, maybe you could gently point out, sir, I don't know if you saw the sign up there that says 15 items or less. And maybe they weren't paying attention, right? Maybe that's the only line open. So maybe there's a good reason for them being in the line. But are you saying something? There's a time and place to do that, and you're going to learn it. And sometimes it's the right time and the right thing to say, and the person's going to be tired, or they're going to be distracted, or whatever the case may be. And maybe they react in a way that you don't appreciate. Sometimes that's going to happen as a leader. There was a time when, I was too nervous to say something. I don't want them to not like me. Okay? But am I creating a new standard? Am I disciplining myself and holding the people around me to account? If the item at the grocery store is expired and I buy it and I take it home and I get sick and then I read the label and it says that it was expired, whose fault is that? It's mine for not paying attention to detail, but it's also someone else's fault. I don't need to be mean about it. You might be thinking, why is he making a video talking about criticizing other people? Because as a leader, we need to nicely do it. Sometimes there is times to be a little bit more aggressive, to be more firm, right? And we ramp up how we do that. But every situation is different. Are we going to be in the break room talking about other people? Or are we going to be saying, hey, let's not talk about Bobby? Bobby's going through some stuff. Let's not talk about him. Do we want people talking bad about us? Well, hopefully someone's standing up in the break room when we're not there. So let's stand up for other people when they're not there. Right? Let's stand up for the little old lady down the street whose neighbor keeps blaring loud music. There's plenty of examples that you can think of. When you're thinking about discipline through this week, are you holding other people account just like you're holding yourself to account? It's easy to say, do as I say, do as I do. But it's hard to go up to someone and say, hey, can I help you fix your tie? Yeah, it's a little thing, but if they're going to court for a divorce, or if they're going to an interview, are they going to want someone to check them? I would want someone to check me. Hey, Spencer, your shirt's a little bit messed up. Can I help you? Yes. Sometimes you need to look at it that way. Sometimes discipline isn't necessarily the punishment factor. It's helping someone. It's helping someone, hey, the sign says it's dangerous. It's because it's dangerous. The stove is hot. Your mom told you it was hot. Don't put your hand there. The punishment is your hand's going to get burned. And she's trying to protect you. So if you start going towards that thing, she's going to discipline you. Where in your life can you help people grow? Where in your life do you need to start speaking out when people say something that's wrong or do something that's wrong? You don't have to be mean about it, and sometimes you do need to be mean about it. Sometimes you need to be very aggressive. Okay? That's where your critical thinking skills come into play, where your knowledge, where your experience comes into play. Maybe talk to a mentor. Hey, Bobby, I got a question. I just saw this. What do you think I should do? Well, don't be involved. Why shouldn't I be involved? This is the reason why I think I should be involved. Don't just have a question and lay it all on their shoulders. If you don't know, okay, you don't know. Hey, I've got an issue. I don't know what to do. I don't have any idea. There's times that's going to happen. But usually you might have an idea. And it's okay to say, Bobby, I think I should do this. What do you think? I think you're on the right track, but let's adjust a little bit and make sure your approach is right, because maybe you don't know what you saw. Maybe you saw something and you only saw half of it. You didn't see the lead up to it. Why is Jamie yelling at Chris? Well, that's because Chris punched Sally. I don't know. So let's not just explode if we don't have all the facts. If we see it all. We're in the break room, we hear it, right? It's simple. Hey, did you hear about Bobby today? Yeah, he got in a car accident because he had a DUI. Let's make fun of him. No, hey, I'm sitting right there. I've got all the facts I need. I can make that decision. I can hold myself and other people to account. So this week, as you're going forward, discipline. If you see somebody do something and you don't hold them to the standard, one, do you know what the standard is? Do they know what the standard is? Let's have discipline in the world around us. It goes back to culture. Is the environment we have toxic because we're allowing toxic things to happen? And again, we don't have to write everyone up. We don't have to punch people in the face. But we can say, sir, did you notice that the sign said 15 items only? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Long day at work. My wife's about to have a baby. I'm stressed out. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Use good judgment. Spencer Ross with One Step Forward.